Then I make it in me day. It name help me cook me Sunday dish.
My lions, please listen carefully to what happened to this brother.
Hey, Zara.
Hi.
All right, welcome back. Let's call this guy Eddie. You met on one of the apps. You went on a date. You thought everything went really well. You were hoping to see the guy again, but you haven't heard from him, and you kind of feel, you're bummed out because you liked him. You're bummed out because you had to get a babysitter and spend time away from your kids. It was kind of just a lot, and you're let down because you were hoping it was all going to be worth it, and now you're being ghosted, and you want to know why.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's call this guy now. Good luck, Zara.
All right, thank you.
Hello?
Hi, is this Eddie?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Eddie, good morning. My name is Fred. I'm calling from the Fred Show, the morning radio show. The whole crew is here, and I have to tell you that we are on the radio right now. I would need your permission to continue with the call. Does that mean we can talk? Yes, no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, thank you.
This is unusual.
It is unusual, I'll give you that. We're calling on behalf of a woman named Zara. You guys met on one of the apps, and I guess you went out recently. Wow, this guy's a matter of fact. Okay, so you remember her then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember her.
So what happened? Because she called us and said she liked you a lot and was hoping to see you again, and you've ghosted her. I mean, is that true? Did you ghost her?
Well,
Are you ghosting her?
yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'll tell
Okay.
you exactly what happened.
Okay.
So we went on a date, and it was great. We were having a good conversation. Great. It comes to around the end of the meal. I head to the bathroom, and I come back, and then the waiter brings the bill, and it's a lot more than I thought it was going to, look it over. I call him over, and I ask him, hey, why is my bill so much? And he's like, well, she, while you were in the bathroom, added 3 entrees and an appetizer to go. What? I was like, okay.
So she was hungry. She was a hungry lady.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume she ate on the date too, right?
Yes, she ate. We had, 2 appetizers even, and a dessert. So, I mean, she was full. But it seemed like she was taking them home for her kids.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Who is the food for?
For her kids.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Oh.
So she ordered
She was
food.
taking it home for her kids.
Oh.
And she, okay. And she didn't tell you she was going to do this or offer to pay or, I mean, she didn't even give you a heads up. She just tried to sneak it in there.
No, she was right. She was sneaky about it and did it while I was out in the bathroom.
Holy crap. Someone please write in the comment section, when exactly did a man become responsible for feeding his dates' kids? She tried to be sneaky with it too. That's a big red flag if ever there was one. No wonder this lion ghosted this heifer afterwards.
Huh. And you don't feel obligated to feed her children on a date that you went on with her.
I mean, listen, I understand she got a babysitter. They're not cheap, but I'm sure it was cheaper than the meal that they got.
Hold on right there, sir. Hold on right there. The cost of the babysitter has nothing to do with you, my youth. That is the cost she has to pay if she wants to go on dates. Those kids are hers and her responsibility, not yours.
I appreciate all that, but they're not my kids.
And she just kind of did it without asking. Let me bring Zara in. I forgot to mention that Zara is here. I'm very forgetful.
Oh.
Zara, you left out the part where you ordered several meals to take home without asking about it. Because, I mean, did you know he was going to pay? I mean, you didn't seem to say anything when the bill came.
No, I mean, he asked me on a date. I would expect he's going to pay. I think that's just kind of typical that the guy pays, especially when he's someone
For
who
you?
asks.
See, I and I don't like people who pretend not to understand what the question is that's been asked. The man paid for you only. My lions, pay attention. When you go out with the woman them, you pay for her only. You are the one who should pay for the date if you ask her for that date. See? Remember that.
Right. I mean, he asked you on a date and he paid for you. That was the plan. I don't know that he necessarily signed up to pay for your whole family to eat.
Those aren't his kids.
No, I mean, I get that. They're not his kids, but I mean, he knew I had kids. He knows I'm a single mom.
So he's supposed to, so he, part of him asking you out on a date is him also providing a dinner for your family at home?
I would have I would have rather them come to the date.
Right.
I didn't even get to meet these kids or pay the babysitter.
Oh, no, that's out of control. No, that's too much. That's way too much. You want to know.
I'm surprised you didn't get anything for the babysitter either.
Yeah. Was the babysitter supposed to eat or no? I mean, she needed sustenance.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, really, is this standard for you, Zara? Like, you think that, I mean, I'm just curious, like, you think that if you're asked out, that essentially means that everybody gets dinner, like in the whole family?
I mean, if I'm not home to feed them because I'm on this date that you asked me to come on, and again,
that you agreed to go on.
But yeah, and because I expected he would be a gentleman and pay for it. But here's the big
I did pay for it.
Don't let no woman guilt you into paying for her kids' food in this situation or in any situation. Don't become filled with guilt because you feel like you have to do something. No, you do not. A lady would not do what she did, and therefore you don't need to be a gentleman, because a gentleman deal with ladies. See? Gentlemen don't deal with freeloaders or hyenas. This woman is the type to use a man, lie to a man to get whatever she wants.
Well, that's the thing. He did wind up paying for everything.
I'm not a confrontational guy or a monster. I wasn't going to be like, no, we're not giving these kids food. Like,
but it was a little comfortable, and the fact that you didn't tell him that you were doing it is also a little sneaky. I mean, in fairness.
Yeah, well, I don't like that either, being called sneaky. I mean, the waiter came by while he was in the bathroom, but he'd been sitting at the table. I would have done it right in front of him.
And if she did that to me, my lions, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay for my portion of the bills, first and foremost. Then I'm going to head back home alone. Me not even carry her home, see? She's going to have to find her way back to her house because she's disrespecting I right then and there. See? Who does she think she is?
I mean, like, I've gone to dinner with my friends who have kids, and at the end of the meal, they'll say, hey, I need to take something home for so-and-so. Can you make that separate? Or I'll pay for the whole thing because I'm adding stuff onto it. Like, I'm not necessarily expected to buy dinner even for my own friends' kids who I know and would buy dinner for. But you'd barely know this guy, and he doesn't even know them, and he also didn't know he was doing that. I mean, that probably added, what, $60 to the...
almost doubled the bill.
Yeah, I mean, so at least it's a conversation, like, hey, I got to bring some food home for the kids, and then he can decide then if he wants to pay for it or not. But it sounds like you just kind of assume without asking.
No, I absolutely assumed. I assumed if you ask me on a date, then you're going to take care of the check. I think that's just pretty standard.
So then should he pay their tuition as well? Or, like, should he have paid for the babysitter? Like, should he have paid for the babysitter? It's an interesting question. Why didn't you ask him? Why didn't you bill him for that?
He didn't offer. But, yeah, that would be nice, too.
I shaking my head in disbelief that there are women out here with this mentality. And no doubt some men will indulge these heifers in the foolishness. My lady, if you are listening, no competent man of valor will ever, and I repeat, will ever sign up for what you are offering. The average sane man in these streets will ghost you as well. Single mothers, is this the new modus operandi? Like it or not, your kids are a liability for a man like myself. You cannot operate like this and expect a lion to lead your ready-made pride. The damn foolishness! So I went looking on social media to see if this nonsense is a thing. And guess what I found out? Check this out.
All right, so the best reason to have a man pay for a babysitter if he wants to take you out on a date is because you're reading out men like this. Men who get upset about the idea of covering a babysitter to take a woman out who has a child, they want you to be easy.
Nonsense.
They don't value your time.
Nonsense.
And they have no respect for you.
Nonsense.
And, of course, they think of your child as a burden.
That child is more like baggage.
And another man's expense.
And yes, the child is another man's responsibility.
Or your mistake. So you can decide if you want to see a man who's thinking that way. You need to have a man pay for the babysitter if he wants to take you out. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a guy like that. And believe it or not, when that guy gets someone pregnant, whether they're married or not, he's going to start looking at his own baby mother as used goods.
Nonsense. This woman is what I would consider mentally incapable. Plain and simple. Read between the lines, Panawande Bridget. She is just talking for talking's sake and not making a single good point in anything she's saying. But guess what? If you check out her comment section, many women are agreeing with this nonsense. My lions, this nonsense can only work if you allow it to happen. There are many low-value men and simps out here making these women believe we should all pay for babysitters, their children's food, just by asking them on a date. So my brethren, my lions, hold firm, seeing? Don't give in on this nonsense just because you want some of that put on it. A date is a date. You meet and get to know her. If you invited her out, then you pay for her. You aren't obligated to do a damn thing more, brethren.
What's going on? You get in?
I need $250 for the babysitter.
He need what?
Want to take me on a date? I need $250 for the babysitter.
Hold up. To treat you on a date, he got to pay for your babysitter. The kids that you had out your coop by another man. Girl, please, come on. We need to hear the rest of this.
So you ain't got $250 to pay the babysitter? I'm paying for the date.
You shouldn't be dating if you can't pay for your own babysitter, boo.
You want to take me on a date to these high-end restaurants and shit you can't pay $250 for a date?
I'm saying, don't you have your baby daddy pay for the kid?
So she complaining about him taking her to a high-end restaurant. But if he took her to a low-budget restaurant, then she'll be talking about how broke and cheap he is. But I'm trying to figure out how many goddamn kids do she have? Because the babysitter $250.
So if he finna pay for the kids, then he should be taking on a date.
I don't think the baby daddy should pay for it either, because your ass the one trying to go on a date, so you should be paying for the goddamn kids and babysitter.
I don't understand how that's cutting into the date money.
I'm saying, like, come on, you should have had that shit took care of before I pulled up.
What?
That's because she was finna use you to pay for them kids because she knew that baby daddy wasn't around. But even if that is the case, at the end of the day, as a woman, them kids your responsibility regardless if that daddy around or not.
If you want to date me, then yes, we're gonna do these kids
this
together.
The first date,
you
though, like,
damn, first date? You already out the gate begging for some goddamn money. Them babies missing their daddy ain't got shit to do with that man. That is still your responsibility. Stop trying to put that shit on that man.
I don't even need to be with you for real. Like, this shit.
No, you don't.
The first day you tripping?
Your first day you talking about my kids not your responsibility.
You ain't got $250. Your family can't watch your kids for free. Your baby daddy can't watch your kids.
Obviously not. Obviously
this
not.
A red flag, man.
Obviously not.
All right, you close my door.
Yep.
It was a red flag when he first pulled up. When she bust out and said, "Give me $250 for my kids to go on a date," he should have drove off then. Because first of all, I ain't asking no man for no money for my kid unless it's the baby daddy. And then I'm not going to even ask him for the money, because at the end of the day, I ain't begging nobody to do nothing for my child. Whatever my child need, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get it and make sure that my child get it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to regret not doing for your child. I ain't going to regret that I didn't do nothing for my child. So why I'm going to beg anybody to do anything for my child? I ain't asking a soul to do nothing for my child. Because when people want to do something for you, they going to do it without you having to open your hand, open your mouth. They just going to do it because that's what they want to do. Ladies, stop begging random men for stuff for your kids. And if you don't have the money, stay your ass at home. Because you shouldn't be dating if you ain't got the money for no babysitter. And y'all men, y'all better on their ass if they do that. Y'all, this watermelon was good hell.
Hold tight. Me gonna get.